Good morning, good day, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great. I am also doing great in this side. It's been a long time since I have posted a video on this my channel. For the first of all, of those who don't know me, this is Mascolandila, and I want to welcome you to Let's Talk Africa. This is my channel. I hope that you are doing well, you and your family. You are doing great. I decided that my first video that I upload in this 2025, I've been wanting to post a video for a long time, but I haven't had a chance to post it or even to make a video about what I wanted to talk about. But in the meanwhile, I was like shivering, trying to decide on what I'm going to post or what I want to talk about, because I always want to, there's something that I'm going to talk about is going to be a very meaningful thing that I will talk about, not just for entertainment, but just yeah. So something that is interesting, that interests me, and I wanted to convey this thing that interests me, and I hope maybe you will find a common ground on what I'm about to say. It is the message that is being conveyed via House of Dragons, yeah, by House of Dragons. And then this message, I think, is the message for Africa, the message that is being conveyed by the House of Dragon to Africa. I want us to discuss about that message, what it is, the exact message that is being conveyed by the House of Dragon to Africa. And I think it's a season two episode. I think it start from episode 6 and then you go downwards to episode 8. There's something that is happening there, and then is very, very peculiar. And I think, to me, as I was watching that those last episode of season 2, what came into my mind, maybe this is the message that is coming, that is being conveyed by the House of Dragon to Africa. But what is the message is all about? It's all about the message, I think, is that the West is very afraid of Africa, and then it make them to be uncomfortable by the way they see Africa rising. So how the message was conveyed, if you remember, the queen of who their name are always the similar, and I don't know if it's Denarius or Lorius, but her name is the mother of dragons. It's not the mother of dragons. Yeah, she is the daughter of the king. In her desperation, wanted to find new dragon riders. She went through the archive of the families and tried to find a person who is worthy to ride a dragon. A person who is worthy to ride a dragon, it must be the person that is coming straight from the lineage of the Targaryens. Maybe it's your aunt or it's your great grandmother who come from there. First of all, I don't know if I can make it like a small clip that you can see what I want to show you. I will just maybe do like maybe 2 seconds of it, and then I'm gonna put a picture of it. Just look at this.
You are of noble birth.
Okay, and the man come from the great family. He is like, he come from this family of, he had like a lineage of the Targaryens. But when he was being to introduced to the dragon that he was supposed to ride, and the dragon rejected him, and the dragon went on its way to find a wealthy rider. And then it turns out the wealthy rider was a black man. You see, it turns out the wealthy rider was a black man, and then this dragon makes sure that he hunt this person down, and so that this person can be able to ride it. And what happened is that, and then this man, he was working in a shipyard, but his work was involved because he was the subject of the sea snake, or the sea master, the guy who was black and he had that white hair, like maybe he has like a lineage of the Targaryens, I don't know. But and then this dragon find this person, and this dragon was being sold by the people over the town, and there's this young man riding this dragon, and it was something that was abnormal. It was not natural for Targaryens to see a man who is not in their space to ride a dragon. And what happened is that, and when the queen saw this, she wanted to invite other people who were rejected sons of the Targaryens, like those kids that they got from the Love House and other houses. And when they come, some of them, they were accepted by the dragons. You see? And here is the interesting part is this. The interesting part is this. When the dragon trainers saw this, they were so furious. I just want to find maybe their clip. I'm just gonna put a small clip so that my video will not be banned or yes or whatever. And they were so furious, and then they say, this is the old magic, you can't do this for anyhow. But the dragons accepted those rejected people, and even the son of the queen, he rejected them, but because he was saying that this is my birthright and so on and so on. And then he feel like his position was being challenged by these newcomers of riding dragons. You see? And he feel like threatened, he feel like his position was being undermined. Yet it was not so. And then I think this is the reaction of the rest of the world towards Africa. Every time Africa is trying to rise, people will do will do their things, will try to sanction it, will try to do. When Africa trying to fight for its right, they will fight it. Okay, I just want to show you another clip of President Ramaphosa when he was addressing, I think the G, and it's not a G20, but I'm just gonna find the clip, and
Africa should never be seen as a continent that needs generosity. We want to be treated as equals. Even in the multilateral institutions, we want to be treated as equals. And if our equity is at a low ebb, there must be ways in which that can be addressed. There have been times when we felt like we were beggars. I played a key role as chair of the African Union during the COVID period. We felt like we were beggars when it came to vaccine availability, when we felt we needed access to vaccines, and the Northern Hemisphere countries had bought all the vaccines in the world, and they were hogging them. And they didn't want to release them at the time when we needed them most. And we felt like we were begging. And at times it felt like they would just be droppings from the table, that yes, we will give you that and that. And let me tell you something that generated a lot of resentment. We resented that, and it got worse when we said we want to manufacture our own vaccines. And when we went to the WTO, there was a lot of resistance, enormous resistance. And we kept saying, what is more important, life or profits by your big pharmaceutical companies? And that too, I must tell you now, generated and deepened that disappointment and resentment on our part, because we felt like...
And then President Cyril Ramaphosa said that we are not beggars. We are not beggars. He said that we want to be treated, because during the COVID, when Africa tried to develop their own thing for their own what do you call this? That thing for a virus. When Africa tried to develop its own medicine, people who were in great power, they rejected it. I don't know why they do that, but they were able to do that. But I think now Africa is rising to the certain point, and then it is threatening the people who are in power. I think Africa, the way Africa is rising, it is like spontaneous, you see, and then it is uncontrollable, the way that Africa is rising. And you must know that the rest of the world is not happy that Africa is rising. The rest of the people who have been in power, who have been overseeing the struggle of Africa, they are not happy now that Africa is beginning to rise, and Africa is beginning to shake themselves from the dust, and they're beginning to voice out. You see? These are the things that are happening. These are the things that are happening in our time and then in our generations. And many people, I tell you that they are threatened by Africa. Africa is the most threatening continent in the rest of the world. And because people, they are used to in controlling Africa, but now Africa is getting out of their grip. You see, Africa is getting out of their grip, and Africa is beginning to rise. And the people the people who get their power in the silver platter, they become threatened because they do not know our struggle. They are not like us. They do not know how Africa is been suffering. They do not know how Africa is been holding it together. They do not know how Africa is been in the limbo. They do not know the struggle. But they want our minerals. They want our things. They want everything from us. But they will not recognize us at the end of the day. How is that? So I think this was for me, as I was watching it, I said, This is what is happening in Africa. This is how the world is reacting to Africa, particularly even to South Africa, Nigeria, to Niger. All those countries are beginning to rise. You see, and when those countries are rising, the Africa and the rest of Africa will rise. They will rise together. You see. So I hope that this video bring a meaningful to you, and then I'm going to make another video that will tell you that why I stopped making videos on YouTube. But now I think now I am back. Will be making more videos, and I hope that you like the videos and you subscribe. My channel is stuck. Help me to get monetized. Thank you very much.